Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to tonight's top stories, let's head outside and take a look outside our beautiful weather window on this Tuesday. Other than a little bit of wind out there, really nice day all across north central Washington. Much cooler than yesterday. I'm sure you noticed that, and that made for a beautiful shot looking down at the Wenatchee Valley. That's from our cross camera up on Wenatchee Heights, and we thank Sky-Fi and Localtel for bringing us these beautiful shots. And as we look ahead, going to get even a little bit cooler for Wednesday. Might be a little breezy tomorrow as well, and 77. And then the warm-up is back on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, heading into our 4th of July weekend. Maybe a thunderstorm Saturday afternoon in 92, 85 with some rain showers on Sunday. And then for your 4th of July, partly cloudy with highs in the mid to upper 70s. And we'll have more weather for you coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. A Soap Lake man who allegedly made death threats to another man yesterday was arrested after a SWAT team stormed his home following an hours-long standoff. Police are asking for the public's help identifying a pair of suspects in two separate knifepoint robberies this month at East Wenatchee businesses. And the search for a missing kayaker on the Little Wenatchee River continued into its 4th day today. But first, our top story tonight. 2 women were hospitalized after a 2-car collision last night on Highway 174 north of Mansfield. The Washington State Patrol said just before 7 p.m., 28-year-old Keely Boozer Wilder of New Wacom Prairie pulled her 2015 Subaru Outback off Leahy Road into the path of a 2006 Jeep Commander being driven westbound on that highway by 24-year-old Emanuela Engel of Okanagan. The State Patrol said the Outback was struck on the rear passenger side by the Jeep. Wilder and a passenger, 76-year-old Darlene Wilder of Nespelem, both were transported to Cooley Community Hospital in Grand Coulee with undisclosed injuries. The State Patrol said Keely Wilder was cited for causing that accident. Engel was not injured. A Soap Lake man who allegedly made death threats to another man last night was arrested after a SWAT team stormed his home following an hours-long standoff. The Soap Lake Police Department said 67-year-old Joseph Lone was arrested on multiple counts of harassment and threats to kill. Police Chief Ryan Cox responded just after 5 p.m. to a report of a man walking in the middle of Division Street who had reportedly threatened another man. Cox said he recognized Lone from previous encounters and tried to talk with him in the front yard of Lone's home on 5th Avenue Southeast, but said the suspect began shouting obscenities and retreated into the trailer. The police department said because of Lone's history of violence and mental health issues, multiple agencies were called in, including Grant County Mental Health, Grant County Sheriff's Office negotiators, and the Moses Lake Tactical Response Team. After several hours of unsuccessful negotiating, the tactical team made entry into the home and he was taken into custody. Police said Lone was cleared at the hospital before being booked into the Grant County Jail. Well, police are asking for the public's help in identifying a pair of suspects in 2 separate knife-point robberies this month at East Wenatchee businesses. Surveillance photos released by the East Wenatchee Police Department show 2 men, both wearing red ball caps. Police say they're suspects in a June 18th robbery at Walgreens and then a June 23rd robbery at Grocery Outlet. Police say in both cases the suspects threatened store employees with a knife in order to steal merchandise. Anyone with information is asked to call the Rivercom non-emergency line, and that phone number is 509-663-9911. Well, in other news, the search for a missing kayaker on the Little Wenatchee River continued into its 4th day today. Sergeant Jason Reinfeld of Chelan County Emergency Management said the 40-year-old man from Des Moines and a friend put their kayaks into the river about 8:30 Saturday morning, about 5 miles from Lake Wenatchee, and quickly encountered heavy rapids. The friend was able to get out of the water, but the missing man was last seen going over a waterfall. Reinfeld said there are heavy rapids beneath the waterfall that go on for a good distance. Swift Water Rescue, Chelan County Volunteers Search and Rescue, and Lake Wenatchee Fire and Rescue personnel all responded but were unable to locate the man. On Saturday, his kayak was found downstream, and on Sunday, searchers found his life jacket and shirt. Reinfeld said drones and helicopters have been used in that search. Fire District and Sheriff's Office personnel were out again today, flying drones in the area, but the river is still too swift beneath the waterfall to get personnel into that water. Well, when we come back, over a dozen bird scooters parked behind the Wenatchee Convention Center were either damaged or destroyed early this morning. Chelan County Commissioner Bob Boogert will be back in the Upper Valley in July for public meetings in Leavenworth and Plain. And Zita Bernoth says as many as 4 cougars are becoming too frequent visitors to her property off Lake Chelan South Lakeshore Drive, and she'd like to see them relocated. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Are you a take charge kind of person? Consider a career as a health unit coordinator. You'll work to keep health facilities running efficiently by coordinating medical providers, patients, and departments. The Charter College Certificate in Health Unit Coordinator program can get you up to speed on basic patient care, health records management, health and safety procedures, and medical billing. And the 10-month online program includes a computer you keep. Get started at chartercollege.edu, where we work to get you to work.
The best pizza in the known universe is right here in downtown Chelan, so come on up. For the best locally crafted beer and barbecue in Chelan, come on up.
For the best down-home scratch country cooking in North Central Washington, you'll find it in Manson. Come on up.
Come on up. Come on up.
Come on up.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Over a dozen bird scooters parked behind the Wenatchee Convention Center were either damaged or destroyed early this morning in an incident that began on the Senator George Seller Bridge. The Wenatchee Police posted on their Facebook page that at 1:18 this morning, officers responded to a vehicle that had stopped in the middle of the bridge. While trying to stop that vehicle, the suspect drove off, but law enforcement, citing the new pursuit laws, did not pursue the vehicle. According to the Post, officers were able to legally pursue the vehicle after it was seen speeding, running red lights, and driving the wrong way. About 20 minutes later, the suspect vehicle was reported spinning donuts and running over scooters in the parking lot of the convention center. The suspect was eventually taken into custody after a brief foot chase. Damage to those bird scooters is estimated at around $19,000. Chelan County Commissioner Bob Boogert will be back in the Upper Valley in July for public meetings in Leavenworth and Plain. Boogert's commissioner district includes both communities, and other county officials will also be there to discuss specific issues to those areas. In Leavenworth, that includes the Leavenworth Area Tubing Study and the Cascade Orchard Bridge Project, among other subjects. In Plain, fire issues and the Upper Wenatchee Pilot Project will be the focus. The Leavenworth meeting will be July 7th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Chelan County Fire District 3 building on Chumstick Highway. The Plain meeting will be July 8th from 9 to 11 a.m. at Beaver Valley Lodge on Beaver Valley Road. Well, Zita Bernath says as many as 4 cougars are becoming too frequent visitors to her property off Lake Chelan's South Lakeshore Drive, and she'd like to see them relocated. The state says that isn't likely to happen. Bernath said security cameras at her home near the Sunnybank development are capturing images of the cougars day and night, and they're being spotted by neighbors as well. Stacy Lehman with the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife said Bernath's housing development is on the edge of a wooded area that is cougar habitat. She said a Fish and Wildlife officer contacted Bernath and determined she hadn't actually seen the cougars other than the videos, and they weren't causing problems. She said the big cats are likely passing through the area to a water source. Lehman said relocating wild animals is less and less of an option as they run out of places to put them. If they put a cougar in an area with other cougars, there are likely to be fatal confrontations. Lehman said if the cougars cause problems, they likely will need to be euthanized, but nothing thus far has justified a lethal response. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
You are driven to succeed. This drive is part of who you are, part of your cultura, your valores. With achievement comes a sense of orgullo. It builds your community. You stand on the shoulders of those who have walked before you, the ones who pushed you to succeed. You have the choice to overcome the challenges that arise in your life. You decide your future. Sí se puede.
Spring is more than just a time to clean. It's your time to renew, recharge, and spend time with the people you love. At Merry Maids, our cleaning services go beyond the basic services and provide you with a comprehensive clean that will re-energize your home and enhance your life. From everyday routine cleaning or deep cleanings, Merry Maids professional team members can provide you with an unrivaled experience. Call Merry Maids to schedule your cleaning today.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's features story, the Wenatchee Valley's 2 largest fire departments will ask voters' permission to merge in the August primary election. At the same time, Chelan County Fire District 1 and Douglas County Fire District 2 want their voters to pay a $1.50 property tax rate to fund the new agency. Chief Brian Brett, who manages both districts under an operational agreement, says volunteer firefighter ranks have declined by about 70%. The merger and the tax increase, he says, would shore up the region's firefighting response.
Because we're forming a new entity, we have to do it in 2 steps. The first step is the voters have to agree to form the Regional Fire Authority, which automatically gives us the 1%. Ideally, we would like to come back to the voters either this November or the following August and then ask for a lower rate, yet a percentage increase above 1%. What that does for us is it keeps the rate steady over that 7 to 10 year period. Therefore, when we come back in the future and ask the voters to support us again, it's not a big jump in rate and sticker shock to the taxpayer. And it also gives us that additional revenue to keep up with inflation. If it does not pass, both fire districts will remain separate entities. A consequence of it not passing is we've currently reduced the administrative structure and eliminated the cost of administrators. and Douglas County too will have to rehire administrators. That's one of the opportunity costs that will be lost if we don't combine. Because our volunteer numbers have declined so much, we have to make sure we can backfill our fire stations before we can deploy to our neighbors. And we have to manage those drawdown numbers. Separately, our drawdown numbers are lower. Together, they're higher. Therefore, we can send help immediately or faster if we're a combined pool of career and volunteer firefighters. That's how it benefits us.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great Tuesday out there. A little bit breezy, but temperatures were slightly above normal. And boy, we enjoyed those blue skies out there with lots of sunshine looking down at the Wenatchee Valley. It was a nice one out there today. Unofficially, high temperature 86 degrees. That's 4 degrees above where we should be at 82 for this time of year. 109, our record high. It wasn't last year. It was back in 2015. Right at the same time, we had the Sleepy Hollow fire back in 2015, and boy, it was a hot one that day. Look at that low temperature this morning, 72 degrees, 57 is our normal low, and our record back in 1975 was 45. Sunrise, 5:07, and the sun sets tonight at 9:02. Let's take a peek now at your Wednesday temperatures. We will see a little bit of a cool down. We will start seeing air beginning to come down from the northwest, and that'll keep the Columbia Basin in the upper 70s to around 80 in Moses Lake, 77 tomorrow in Wenatchee, 75 in Leavenworth, and 76 the high temperature in Chelan. So we're going to cool down about another 10 degrees as we get into Wednesday. Tonight, mostly clear, still a little bit breezy in central and eastern Washington. We will see mostly clear skies out there with lows tonight in the upper 50s. High pressure off the coast still building, and that will warm us up heading into the end of the week. We talked about some cooler temperatures on Wednesday, maybe a little bit breezy too, nothing like today with high temperatures tomorrow, again in the upper 70s. Getting into Thursday, mostly sunny skies. Here's our high pressure ridge, and it comes all the way up into British Columbia. We're talking highs on Thursday into the mid 80s for all of north central and eastern Washington. For Friday, a great way to begin your long weekend. Sunny skies and warmer. Talking highs on Friday right around that 90-degree mark, so get ready for another brief warm-up. Saturday, kicking off our weekend, mostly sunny skies. We do have a chance for maybe some scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon. Saturday, going to be a hot one with highs in the low 90s. For Sunday then, ending our weekend, but continuing the long holiday weekend, mostly cloudy. Looks like it could be a little bit rainy, especially to our north, and I think we could catch some of that Sunday. A little bit cooler also with highs in the mid 80s. And then for your 4th of July Monday, partly cloudy skies and a little bit cooler. Great barbecuing weather, though, with high temperatures Monday in the upper 70s. Taking a look now at your 7-day forecast. 57 overnight tonight, a dip in our temperatures tomorrow down to 77, and then 84 Thursday, 90 for you on Friday. Saturday looks to be the warmest day, and that could develop some thunderstorms in the afternoon Saturday. Your high temperature of 92. On Sunday, mostly cloudy skies, maybe a shot at a shower or two in the afternoon, and 85. And then a cool 4th of July on Monday with partly cloudy skies and high temperatures around 77 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa has hot tubs in stock now. Spas are scientifically proven to improve sleep and ease arthritis pain. Let us help you find the perfect spa today. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa is helping families reconnect, one hot tub at a time.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve. The right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Tuesday. Baltimore lit up Seattle for 5 home runs and a 9-2 win over the Mariners at T-Mobile Park last night. It was George Kirby's roughest outing as a rookie on the hill, allowing 6 runs on 9 hits with 4 leaving the park.
Went in on 3-2. Rutschman drives it deep to right field, off the very top of the wall, but gone. It hit over the yellow line for a home run. A low line drive, and what a homecoming it is for Adley Rutschman. His first game in front of his grandparents, his first game in front of many of his friends and family members as a big leaguer. And Adley Rutschman has driven in a run, has an RBI in each of his first 2 at-bats.
Mountcastle out to right field. Trammell at the wall, and this is gone as well.
8 foul balls in the at-bat. Another one, too. And that ball is drilled down the right field line from Santander. That is a fair ball, and this at-bat is over on a super smash from Santander against Kirby. The home run lead right back from Ryan Mountcastle as Hayes hits one to left. At the wall and gone! They've gone back-to-back twice in the same game. Austin Hayes with his 11th of the season.
Hammer, right field, Cal Raleigh home run! Obliterated. The Mariners check in. They're on the board.
What a level swing he puts on this. Times it up at 87 miles an hour. Look how high that is. That's right at the letters.
Pitching strategist with him. Mateo out to center. Rodriguez to the track, at the wall, and it's gone. A 5th home run of the night for the Orioles.
Who beat him in Baltimore, young 24-year-old right-hander.
Raleigh pumps one to center. Mullins is there. Mullins will call off McKenna and put it away. With Ryan running behind him, Cedric secures the final out of a 9-2 rout.
Yeah, kind of ugly. Manager Scott Servais says they knew the Orioles would come in and be aggressive at the plate.
We knew coming into this series, Baltimore's very aggressive. They have a young team, guys that are really aggressive in the strike zone. They swing the bat probably as much as anybody in the league, percentage-wise. And, if you leave balls in the middle of the plate or whatever, they're putting good swings on them. So, obviously, that was the roughest outing for George. All the trouble really came with 2 outs in a number of those innings, and he just struggled to put guys away tonight. Offensively, didn't get a ton going early. Cal swung the bat some there, but their starter coming in threw the ball well, even though they took him out early in the ball game. We were just really out of this one from the get-go.
Seattle will try again tonight, 7:10. Robbie Ray taking the ball for the Mariners. You can watch the action on Root Sports Northwest. Of course, they're going to be light. Major League Baseball has meted out its disciplinary action following Sunday's brawl in Anaheim, with a total of 12 coaches and players receiving suspensions. Seattle will be without the services of Jesse Winker for 7 games, J.P. Crawford for 5 games, Julio Rodriguez for 3 after the bench-clearing incident against the Angels Sunday. Los Angeles manager Phil Nevin was suspended for 10 games for intentionally having pitcher Andrew Watts throw at Winker in the second inning of that game. 8 other players and coaches received suspensions, totaling 23 games cumulatively. In other American League action last night, Yankees hit 2 two-run doubles in a 6-run 7th to beat Oakland 9-5. Mitch Garver 2 for 4 with a 2-run home run to lead Texas to an 8-4 win at Kansas City. Taylor Ward's 2-run double in the 7th gave the Angels a 4-3 win over the White Sox. Houston had the night off before beginning a series against the Mets in New York today. Wenatchee Apple Sox begin a 6-game homestand tonight with the first of 3 against Kelowna. We'll have tonight's game broadcast live on the NCWLIFE channel beginning at 6:30. I'll be on the call for you. Wenatchee's coming off a successful road trip in Canada where they went 4-2. There were 2 games of the West Coast League last night as we checked the Les Schwab scoreboard. Will Milfer was 2 for 4 with a home run to lead Port Angeles over visiting Nanaimo 4-1. Jack Van Remortel's 3-run double tied the game in the 8th, and Elijah Hainline's home run in the 10th gave Bellingham a come-from-behind win over Ben 7-6. Well, the Bellingham Bells lead in the WCL's North Division is now 4 games over Kamloops and 6.5 in front of Nanaimo, Victoria, and Kelowna. Falcons come to Wenatchee with a 7-9 record, while the Apple Sox are 9-12, 7 games out of first place. Corvallis still leads the WCL's South Division, but by just a game and a half over Ben. Portland and Ridgefield are 2.5 back heading into tonight's action. Full slate tonight, aside from the Wenatchee and Kelowna game here on the NCW Life channel. Corvallis is in Springfield. Ridgefield hosts Portland. Yakima Valley travels to Walla Walla. Bend entertains Cowlitz. Make that Bellingham. Cowlitz visits Victoria, and Nanaimo plays at Port Angeles. All those games start at 6:35. Haley Van List, Team USA, was put out in the quarterfinals of the FIBA 3x3 World Cup in Belgium. Haley scored 5 points in the quarterfinal matchup with Canada, but it wasn't enough as USA was eliminated after going undefeated in pool play.
That ball over to the Americans. Looking to cut into this lead. Van Lith cuts to the cup. She draws the foul on the way. Huddle a little bit. No worries about any of the strategy being shared. There's no coaching in 3x3. Van Lith, hand up, so what? Not that time. Van Lith gets it. The dangerous Van Lith flips the wrist, swish-delicious. Van Lith with Bosch in front. She takes the screen. 2 toes behind the line. Get that out the bottom of the net. H2O. As it's a 12-10 game. Jones now. Drive. Step back. She wants one for herself. That 2 is short. 13-10, and as Canada can put it away, Cox throws it away. But it ends up in Catherine Plouffe's hands. She lands the jumper, and it looks like the Americans' neighbors to the north aren't very neighborly. That will be put them in the penalty, but they're going to give Van Lith a look, and that is it. How about Canada? They pull off an upset over the previously unbeaten Americans here in the quarterfinals.
Canada went on to face France in the championship, falling 16-13. Serbia beat Lithuania for the men's gold medal by a score of 21-16. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
And thanks a bunch, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Join me for a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We will have your latest weather forecast, as Grant already mentioned. A tad windy and a lot cooler on Wednesday, but things are looking pretty good for the Independence Day weekend coming up. We'll have the latest with the Mariners and the Orioles, highlights of Apple Sox baseball as well, and everything else you need to start your Wednesday. Right smack dab in the middle of the week, but almost at the end of the month. A Wednesday, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live and local at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for being with us and have a great night.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it in the radio or seeing it in the newspaper, I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.